Tonight, for the first time in our history, we will strike all three of the big three at once.
You've never seen a strike against the big three before at one time, and now that we're there, I think it's going to change the game.
In 1 hour, thousands of auto workers will strike. The president of the United Auto Workers Union made the announcement an hour ago, meaning talks between the union and Ford, GM, and Stellantis fell short. Tonight, the union president says they're using a new strategy where select plants will strike at first instead of all at once. Now, what does this mean for the 1,800 auto workers in the tri-state? WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey joins us live now from the UAW's local chapter in Evendale to break it all down for us. Sean.
Yeah, Jasmine, local UAW President Todd Turner says that he's been waiting to find out whether the Sharonville plant was going on strike right alongside the rest of us. And now we know those workers will be on the plant floor during their regularly scheduled hours. Turner says that he was actually surprised, though, that his workers were not called up to strike as they make the transmissions for one of the most popular cars in the world, the Ford F-250, and shut down in Sharonsville would be very disruptive for the automaker. Still, Turner says that there's a lot at stake for his workers, and one economist says there's a lot at stake for everyone. A triple strike is imminent. The big Detroit three, Ford, GM, and Chrysler owner Stellantis, facing off against 140,000 United Auto Worker members, including UAW Local 863 President Todd Turner.
It started actually back in 2007.
Turner says automotive workers have been giving companies concessions in pay and benefits through every major downturn, whether it be housing crisis or global pandemic, for more than a decade.
We're fighting for now to make sure that we get some of those gains that we gave up back. It's time to do that. We did all the hard work when they were struggling, and now they're making billions.
But economist Janet Harrow with NKU says a lasting strike, even one that's targeted instead of across the company, could have ripple effects.
If it starts getting to be 3 or 4 months, then it would start to have an economic impact across the country.
Namely, reduced inventory of parts will make car repairs more expensive. New cars will also spike in price. And those pandemic-related supply chain shortages that made used cars skyrocket could make a return due to a lack of transmissions, engines, and more.
We're still seeing that ripple effect. Used car prices had finally started to moderate, but if you can't get new cars again, because the auto workers are on strike, that's going to raise the price of used cars again. Now, this strike is unlike anything that we have seen before. The Sharonville workers will go back to work, but they will not be going back to work under an extended contract. There is no contract this time around. Now, Turner says that doesn't mean that all of the rules are off. There are still protections in place, but there are some rights, like the right to arbitration, that will be off the table as they are working. In Evendale, I'm Sean Delancey, WCPO 9 News.
Thank you, Sean. As he mentioned there, talks failed because the union and automakers are not seeing eye to eye when it comes to benefit increases. The UAW is asking for a 40% wage increase since the last contract. Ford and GM counter-offered a 20% increase, which they say is already unprecedented. ABC News asked Ford's CEO why they can't double that amount.
We are offering an incredible, unprecedented increase. But we can't even get any feedback from the UAW about what they want. All they want is for everyone to make $300,000. That's not sustainable. We'll go bankrupt if we do that.
The 3 plants that will strike are not in our area. One is a GM plant in Missouri, a Stellantis plant in Toledo, and a Ford plant in Michigan. In total, that's about 4,900 employees walking out. We'll stay on top of this as workers across the country begin to head to the picket lines. Look for alerts on the WCPO 9 News app and tune into Good Morning Tri-State for the latest.